All right, so we're back on Breaking Down, people. We got Seth Weil aboard with us, and we're going to get straight into the discussion. It is Cataract. Seth, over to you.
Good morning, Stefan with Synergy TV, all of our viewers internationally and regionally. So the topic today is cataract. And why I chose to do this topic, remember, I think it was like 2 months ago, it had the cataract drive where they were giving out doing the cataract surgeries for people free of charge. I mean, it caused a little traffic and whatnot.
Yes.
I think it was how much? It was 4,000 surgeries they would have done.
They would have done, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you see figures like that, it indicates something. And that indicates that there's a bit of an issue in the country with regards to this eye condition. All right? So people need to take that into consideration. Why is there such enormous population of people with this eye issue?
Right.
The other reason is I've had many people come to my clinic for other health issues, other metabolic conditions, diabetes, hypertension, other cardiovascular diseases, and so forth. And many of them would have related to me that they had cataract surgery in the past. But a lot of them are currently either blind in that particular eye that they did the cataract surgery, or their vision has diminished further. Now, I'm not saying the cataract surgery caused them to go blind or cause their vision to diminish, because cataract surgery does work. Remember, it's changing or removing the lens from the eye and replacing it with an artificial lens. What I'm saying is, people need to address the other issues that they have, because a cataract surgery is dealing with a symptom and not root cause. So if other metabolic issues are not addressed, all right, other problems could continue to develop, and that's why I say the body doesn't heal in isolation. So I will go into some of that today, and then we'll also get into things with regards to regression and reversal of cataracts, because these are things also people think can't happen as well, but we'll show some stuff here. So let's first start off by understanding what cataract is. So let's go to the first diagram. So let's get this understanding of cataract. What is cataract? It's when the lens starts to become cloudy, you know, your vision becomes impaired. So we have with the normal eye there, you see in that lens there, look how nice and transparent and clear that lens is. So the vision is very clear. And in the eye with cataract, we see in the cloudiness of that lens. So of course it's going to start to obstruct your vision and blur your vision. And it could even become more severe than that, where some can even go totally blind. Right? So that's what cataract is when the lens starts to become cloudy. And at the bottom I have something important written there. It says cataracts do not hurt the eye, but can cause serious vision impairment. And that brings us to another little point here, where pain isn't required to know that something is wrong. Meaning, you can have issues with your health and you do not feel any pain with it. And a lot of people are of the belief, well, I'm feeling good, I'm not feeling pain, so that I don't have any health issues. But don't use pain as a measurement of health. Right? Because the lack of pain does not mean the lack of dysfunction in the body, because a lot of the internal organs do not have pain receptors anyway. All right? But cataract. So let's go to the next slide. So let's look at what causes it. All right? Why does the lens become cloudy? Why does it become cloudy? So we have a couple different things here. The emphasis today would be more on oxidative stress and glycation damage, which damages the proteins in the lens. So the major causes: poor nutrition, high sugar. Of course, poor nutrition and high sugar diet would lead to oxidative stress and glycation. You have UV radiation. So of course, the UV light from the sun, that can also cause damage and stress to the eyes, which can lead to oxidative stress. You have metabolic dysfunction. Metabolic dysfunction can, of course, and does cause oxidative stress and glycation as well. Smoking. Well, of course, smoking is terrible. Right? Smoking causes a lot of glycation. It's something that most people aren't aware of. Aging. Now, I want to redefine aging in this sense. aging, while we use it as a risk factor, when you think about what aging actually is basically you living longer. But if you're living longer under certain stressful conditions, under consuming things that you shouldn't be consuming, then you have an accumulation of toxins, you have an accumulation of harmful compounds in the body, and that can also lead to eye damage as well, oxidative stress and glycation. And then we have trauma and other factors. Of course, injury and stuff, whether that injury is physical or chemically linked, or sometimes you might have something might spill in the eye, or you're working in an environment where you're around certain toxins, that could also damage the eye as well, damage the lens. So the protein in the lens are made up of protein. These proteins are supposed to be transparent, and they have their unique particular structure. All right, but when you have these different factors that cause an oxidative stress and glycation damage, that can cause the proteins to start to break down, and as they break down, they can clump together as well, and as they come together, they would no longer be as transparent as they're supposed to, and that is going to accumulate in the lens of the eye and then cause the vision to become impaired. So that there happens from these factors. But then some might say, so wait, I can't go out in the sun, right?
Right.
So, you know, if I wrong certain things, even if I age, all of these, this will just naturally happen, and we know that not all aging people end up with cataract. But that's because of the next slide. So let's go to the next slide, and let's see something here very important. The eyes have their own antioxidant defense. Your eyes have their own antioxidant defense. Now, when people hear antioxidant, one of the things that come to mind with most people, oh, I have to go and get a supplement. I'm sure that's what people would think. But no, your body creates its own antioxidants. The number one antioxidant in the body is glutathione. And what I'm saying, people, is not about when you hear antioxidant, because I'm pretty sure some people might call me and say, hey, where I could get this product selling? I do not push or promote the use of supplementation. What I push and promote is if you eat right, your body is going to produce what it needs. Glutathione is produced by your body. It is produced by your body. What people need to do is feed the body the right raw materials in order for the body to produce its own antioxidants. All right? And then the body, of course, would release those antioxidants where it needs to be released so that it can do the job correctly. So when you have good, proper nutrition, your body is going to produce the antioxidant and the antioxidant enzymes that is required to neutralize oxidative stress, because we are designed to be and live in this world. We are designed to be outside in the sunlight, all right? So the body has a way where things kind of complement itself. But when certain systems are overloaded, and the overloading comes about due to lack of proper nutrition, due to lack of proper lifestyle choices, due to a lack of knowledge, the stresses on the body becomes too much for what the body is able to produce. And what the body is able to produce can also diminish because people are not eating correctly. So the fences become overwhelmed, and then the lens become damaged. And of course, cataracts start to take place and vision start to blur. Now, what I would touch on, or probably might do another segment on, is with regards to glaucoma, because oxidative stress, all right, pressure in the ocular lens of the eyes, ocular components of the eyes, all of these things have a part to play in glaucoma as well. But I think I would leave that for another topic to specifically deal with glaucoma and things like macular degeneration as well, which are other conditions that affect the eye. But of course, we need to focus on the metabolic health of the individual in order to rectify all of these things, all right? So what I want people to also know is regression. Regression. So let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next diagram. Cataracts can regress. Cataract can regress. And what we said here, when metabolic conditions are corrected, the cataract can regress. This is something most people are unaware of. Most people are of the belief that cataract is something that is permanent. Now, what I'm saying here, I'm not saying that all cases of cataract can be reversed. But I'm saying that depending on your metabolic health and what is contributing to your cataract, certain cases of cataracts can go into remission, can regress, or be completely eliminated, right? Once you deal with the metabolic health, the cataract can start reversing. And what I have up there on the screen there, as you can see at the bottom, documented medical cases. You have Jen and colleagues back in 2012, where they had a case when they addressed the metabolic issue, the sugar levels of the individual, their cataract was fully reversed, and then they had another case where someone's cataract was partially reversed, right?
Okay.
Which is proof that it can happen. You have Sands and colleagues, similar situation, and then you have Chloe and colleagues as well documenting similar situation of cataract reversal and regression. These things can happen. These things could happen. And of course, Stefan,
You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished is the top-selling consignment book at RIK bookstores nationwide every month so far this year. Get your copy locally at RIK bookstores across Trinidad, Nelson's Bookstore in Tobago, internationally on Amazon for paperback, and on Gumroad for the digital copy.
can you remember a couple years ago with the testimony of a client of mine? Let's go to the next diagram. A couple years ago, with this client of mine, a woman from the US, she had a couple challenges. She had cataracts in both eyes, hypertension, and fatty liver disease. All right? And I addressed her conditions through nutritional therapy. And what was the end result? So, as it says here in the after health, restored, cataract no longer detected, her blood pressure normalized, and her fatty liver disease was resolved. And this was all confirmed by her doctors in the US.
Okay.
And all she did was my program. She did not use any medication. She did not do any surgery. She did not have the lens from the eyes removed and replaced.
How long was she on the program?
She did my program for 7 months. But all these results came after 5 months on my program. And she decided to stay on additional 2 months to ensure that she understood everything so that she could handle her diet on her own. And she was how old? She was 72 years. Right? 72 years, got cataracts in both eyes reversed, hypertension no more, and fatty liver disease gone. Now here's the other thing. She was not diabetic. And that brings me to an important point, because a lot of people are of the belief that if I'm not diabetic, I'm not sick. Right? You don't need to be diabetic to have issues with sugar. Diabetes is a diagnosis when you reach a certain severe level of sugar damage. But you can have damage from sugar before you are even classed or classified as diabetic. And I have encountered a lot of people who will be like, nah, I'm not diabetic, you know, and they think they're okay, well and fine, and then they believe they could go and eat this and eat that because they're not diabetic, not knowing that health issues can still arise. For example, fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. One of the main contributing factors to that is sugar.
Right.
And that leads to insulin resistance, but you could be insulin resistant and not diabetic, right?
Right.
It doesn't mean, okay, I am not diabetic, so therefore I have no issues. Like I've mentioned before, depending on how you feel as an indication for your health is a bad compass. It makes a terrible compass.
Terrible, yeah.
Right? Feelings make a very terrible compass.
Yeah, feelings.
And if people want to check out her testimony, it is on my website at sedwayosclinic.com. You can go under success stories and you can watch her video testimony.
So is that a post all of that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
all right.
Right? And so what I want to tell people is this. Being healthy is not easy. For me personally, I find it is. But
it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all.
And when it comes to being healthy, there's something that I would call the 3 pillars of health. And let's put up that diagram there, the 3 pillars of health. So let's get this understanding. And the first pillar is knowledge. Right? You have to know what your body requires. So knowledge is the first pillar to being healthy. A lot of people want to be healthy, but they don't want to attain the knowledge, they don't want to acquire the knowledge. That's one of the reasons why I wrote my book. Right? The second pillar is discipline. do what is required. So you now have the knowledge, so you now know what is required, and it takes discipline to do what is required. This is something.
Real discipline, eh? I know
right?
I'm telling you.
So discipline is something that's a bit lacking in society because we have so much temptations out there, right? And this is where consistency comes in. You have to keep doing it. And that's one of the most difficult part. People being consistent. Yep. Consistency is key to the success of anything. Not just health alone, but anything.
Oh, it's true.
So knowledge, discipline, and consistency. We have been cultured to look for quick fixes, where you want to look for healing in a product. Healing is a process, and that process requires attaining the knowledge, applying the knowledge, and then sticking to it. Right? There is no shortcut. As much as people want a shortcut, we'll say, oh, what technology, they should just come out with a pill and whatever. It would never happen. Right? They're trying the GLP-1, right?
The body wasn't designed for that.
It wasn't designed for that. So they're coming out with the GLP-1 now, where that's the Manjaro and Ozempic, right? And the side effects, it aging people extremely
body
fast.
is a risk.
Very risky.
Kind of risk in nutrition, you know.
Right?
When I say no, once you're eating properly and that kind of thing,
correct.
It don't have no risk. Your body gets what it needs and it feeds the body.
Right. And the thing
and
is,
the mind as well. As
and we also have been programmed to supplement, and everybody supplements. Not me, of course. But that's because, supplementing utilizes marketing strategies. And the salesmen are good. The salesmen are good. They come with that pitch. I remember growing up thinking that it is impossible to get all the nutrients you need from what you eat because of what have been pushed in the media with regards, you have to supplement because you can't get all that you need from what you eat. And now I'm like, that was total rubbish. Right? You can't get every single thing that the body requires if you know how to eat correctly, but that is why knowledge is so important. This is the reason why I publish my book. This is the reason why I do my consultations and re-education sessions. This is the whole reason and purpose behind my nutritional therapy program, because that helps people with the discipline and the consistency aspect, because I hold you accountable. You have your document, your daily questionnaire to fill out, all of that to hold you accountable for your own actions so that you can be consistent. Right? Health is not out of our reach. Health is within reach. But we need to apply these three pillars. So if you are someone that has cataracts, or you're someone that had cataract and did the surgery, all right, what I'm telling you now, what you need to do is focus now on increasing your knowledge to make the nutritional and dietary changes to prevent breakdown in other aspects of the eye so you can maintain your vision. Our vision is such a key thing in being a human being, right? Don't wait until you start to lose it. Then you want to try to see how fast you could salvage it. Take action beforehand. Be preemptive. Be preemptive instead of being reactive. All right?
All right, people. So, well, that's it on cataracts. I'm looking forward to the glaucoma segment that Seth will throw in as a follow-up. But
are you tired of managing symptoms without understanding why your body is breaking down? Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic provides consultation and re-education sessions followed by nutritional therapy programs designed to address the root causes of chronic disease. The clinic works with clients in Trinidad and Tobago and internationally, helping people rebuild the body through correct nutrition, not drugs, supplements, herbs, detoxes, injections, or quick fixes. Setwayo is also the author of You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished, a powerful health book that has been the top-selling book on consignment at RIK bookstores nationwide every month since entering the stores. If you're struggling with cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, autoimmune issues, fertility challenges, digestive problems, or other chronic condition, book a consultation and re-education session today. Purchase the book at RIK bookstores nationwide, Nelson's Bookstore in Tobago, Amazon, or Gumroad. Visit setwayoclinic.com or call or WhatsApp 0279-3935 or 761-1952. Seth Wires Holistic Health Clinic, rebuilding the body, reversing disease through nutritional therapy.